I also wish that they valued us. They don't know what kind of homes we go into. We go into homes where there are people with untreated mental health issues. We go into homes where the people are violent. And all we want to do is help families. That's what we signed up for. But we also want our family to be treated fairly as well.
And I want to implore people to do their own research and own investigation of the risks and all the sacrifices that we make as individuals come out here and do this job. It's easy for us to get up here and lament all the atrocities that we see, which is real. We're no different than police officers. We're first responders. We're emergency responders. We go out and meet people at their worst, and we're there to help. And that's what people need to understand.
So this is a real crisis for the county, not just for the workers here.
It's a crisis for the families in Montgomery County. We have kids out there that we need to be checking on, and that we need to be doing our home visits. We need to be making referrals. We need to be making sure that the families are following up with issues of mental health, substance abuse. I mean, everyone knows how the opioid problem has hit this community. I mean, we have a lot of families out there that are very marginal and need our support so they can keep their children in their homes, and that's why we have safety plans. But if we're not going to be out there, then those marginal homes are going to get worse.
All right, we're out on the picket line the first day of the strike here at Children's Services, talking with the union representative. What's your name, sir?
Eric Kantak.
And you guys are on strike for the first day. What are the main issues facing the workers here?
Wages.
Wages?
Yes.
I understand they offered, there's another bargaining unit, and they gave them 6%, and they're only offering you 3%?
Yes.
Why do you think that is?
Well, their claim is that they want to wait until our main contract is up for negotiations. But our issue with them is that when we negotiated this current contract, they insisted on a wage reopener. And the reason for the wage reopener was that they didn't want to give us something they couldn't give the larger bargaining unit. We're a small bargaining unit. We have about 270 members. And the other bargaining unit has probably close to 800 to 1,000. And they negotiated with them first, and over the last, 9 years, we've always had to accept whatever they got as a wage increase. And this time they got a very good wage increase, which they deserved, and we're asking for something similar. And 3% is not similar.
And it's half.
Right. And they also got a $500 sign-on bonus. So they got 6% with a $500 sign-on bonus, and we're like, hey, well, let's start out with that, and then we'll talk about where we can go, But they're not willing to budge, and they're locked down and they refuse to do anything. I think it's more along the line that they want to, take on the small unit because we don't have probably the political clout that the other ones have. But we're going to stand strong because we feel we deserve the wages. We went to fact finding. The fact finder looked at our charts and areas in the community, how much other children's services are being paid, and the fact finder came out with a 4% general increase and a 2% merit increase for this year. And he extended the pay band so that we would get a full 6% increase. So a third-party fact finder came in from the state and agreed with the union that we deserve this.
So Do most of the people in your bargaining unit are caseworkers?
The majority of them are caseworkers. We're child protection.
Have you had any indication from the county commissioners that they might be sympathetic to your plight?
No, because they're the ones controlling this, and they've really stooped to some very low standards to break this strike. They've canceled all our long-term. We have payroll deductions like dental and eye and short-term disability. The taxpayers pay nothing into that. The county just finds, like Superior Dental is who we work through, and we pay, in a group plan to Superior Dental. The county doesn't add any money to that. Last night they canceled all of it. And they canceled our life insurance policy. The main reason they did that was they know that they have several workers who have some, I hate to say it, life-threatening health issues. And, that was a wedge to try to get them to cross the picket line. They're offering members more money. They're offering them a free lunch if they show up. I mean, they've done all kinds of things to break this bargaining unit. And as you can see, we're united. And we're not falling for that. I mean, it's very hurtful what's gone on from the county.
That's amazing. The county is thought of really as a fairly progressive institution here, at least the elected people.
It's a Democratic county. It's all Dems. Okay. And this is how we're being treated by 3 Democratic county commissioners. They are doing everything they can to break this union.
So they knew that their offer was unacceptable. They rejected the fact-finding report that found in your favor. And so they basically put you in no situation other than to strike.
And we actually, after they voted down the fact-finders report, we could have at that time filed for a 10-day strike notice. We waited a week. We asked them to come back to the table, and they came back to the table, and they gave us an offer. Before it was only 2%. They came back and they say, we're offering them a 3% increase. But it's not a whole 3% increase because it's only half of the actual time that we would be getting an increase.
We're getting support from the street as people drive by. Must be a Teamster truck driver.
It's not a whole 3%, and a lot of our members would only get a lump sum.
Okay.
So it's not really a offer anywhere that we would accept. And they
knew that, right?
They knew that, yes. Because our increases are from April 1 to April 1. And they're saying, we're not even going to offer you an increase until July 1st now. So they're not even willing to backdate whatever they're offering us.
So have you been working on the old contract up till today then?
Yes.
They're not changing the health care package in a way that's forcing you to go on strike.
Well, one of the reasons we feel we need a pay increase is last year, when we negotiated this contract, they told us that the health insurance would be a marginal increase.
Okay.
And last year, it went up almost $300 for every employee. I mean, for families, it went up to almost $300. I mean, it went up almost 150%. And that happened to all the county employees. Everyone thought that we had a stable plan for health insurance, and then out of the blue last year, they blew it out of proportion.
So was that the health insurance company, and who is it with?
They're self-insured here.
Okay, so it's a county.
Right, it's a self-insured county plan. And we don't have like a premium plan. What we have here is a catastrophic plan. It's basically $10,000 out of pocket for you're responsible for the first $10,000.
Yeah, that's amazing. They did that to the Wright State strikers. They did that to RTA. The teachers had the health care is a major underlying issue in a lot of these strikes and disputes.
Right.
In which increasingly,
So
we don't have adequate health insurance for even people with good insurance policies.
So our pay went down because we're paying out more in our benefits. So our take-home pay is less last year. So that's why this year we feel this is our makeup year. And that's what the other bargaining units, in my opinion, was their rationale for going for such increases is because of the health care rise last year. In 18, what they did to us in 18 for health insurance is one of the reasons that all these people are out here. They need a pay increase to help cover what it went up last year.
So, okay, so it is directly related to health care then. Well, this is your first day on strike. Have you got any you're getting a lot of support as people drive by here, people are honking and waving. What's your sense on how this is going to develop over the next week?
This is my concern. We're child protection, and we have kids out there on safety plans. We have kids in foster homes. We have kids that are AWOL. We have teenagers that we need to be checking on because they may be AWOL from placements. None of that's going to happen. They do not have the staff. That entire parking lot over there should be packed with cars, and it's not. And they don't have the casework staff trained to go out and do it. Mr. Kohlberg, our county administrator, at first when we started talking about this, he said that there would be full services. Nothing would go to way. But now he's saying it's, just mainly, crisis services are available. Yeah, they can do that, but they're not going to be able to actually be out there checking on kids and making sure they're safe.
Is this your first strike?
This is my first ever strike. I did have some friends who struck down in Butler County a while back. I went down to support them. But as for me being on the line, yes, my first time.
The county doesn't seem to be given very much leeway here. They kind of pushed you out the door. What's your sense of, it seems like there's good solidarity here, and what's your take on the strike at this point?
Yeah, it's some great solidarity. It seems like me and my coworkers are out here. We're trying to basically do what's right, There was a fact finder's report, a third party who said, hey, these are the numbers that would be fair for both sides. Well, the county seems to think that those numbers aren't fair. I don't understand that. If we have a third party letting us know what's equitable on both sides, why can't they respect that? We did.
So, have you talked to any of the county commissioners yourself or anything about the strike at this point? Or
not about the strike. I did speak at one of the commission meetings roughly a month ago. That was after some things that were done in bad faith. And it made me a little emotional, so I had to express myself to them about how they were behaving in the negotiations. And it was not in good faith at all.
Yeah, that's not good news.
They keep putting out that they have to be fiscally responsible. Fiscally responsible. Well, what's the definition of that? We take these sound bites and they run with them, but they don't clearly explain themselves. If you have $40 million stored away in your coffers, I don't think that the people of the county want that money just sitting there. We pay those taxes so they could use that money in some way, not just to sit. They're of this thought process that a county government can be run like a private business. I think this is a model that a lot of the county governments are starting to take now, and it just doesn't work like that when you're dealing with government. You cannot run government like a private business.
Well, they gave a good raise to the other unionized workers in the county, and you think that if they can afford that, they can afford to give you the same, but they are offering you half of the amount.
Right, and those union employees, their raise is much deserved. We would never take away from them getting what they deserve, but we feel that we deserve the same. Over the last, 2 or 3 different contract cycles, all of the county unions were given the same raises. All of a sudden, we are not, worthy of the same thing that the other unions are getting, and we want to know why. We haven't gotten any good reply as to why they feel we don't deserve the same, when history shows us we all have been getting the same raises. So it's a concern to us. We can't let them set the precedent of giving us lower wages than everyone else, because we have to think about the younger people who've just come in here.
Sure. All right, we're out at the strike at Children's Services, and we have two professors from Wright State who are here doing solidarity picketing.
Hi, I'm Sarah Twill from the Department of Social Work.
I'm Brandy Foster from the Department of Computer Science and Engineering.
All right, well, you guys are out here doing solidarity with the strikers. You were on strike for, 3 weeks?
3 weeks.
In the middle of the winter, and now we're on strike one day in the middle of the summer.
Yeah, 100-degree difference between our first day of strike and theirs, I think.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, what's your take on this strike, and how's the professors feel solidarity-wise?
Yeah, well, unions stick together. I'm a social work faculty, so about 20-25% of the Children's Services Board employees are social workers, and I got contacted by some former students to ask if I would come out and if I would bring some of my AAUP friends. So, fair wages are fair wages, no matter where you work and no matter what you do.
Absolutely. We have no idea. The county's pretty much is not really, they kind of pushed them out the door the way the board pushed you out the door. This might go on for a little while. You guys are going to be out here on a regular basis?
We hope so. We've sent out a notification to our membership. We know people were coming today at multiple shifts, and so we hope I'll be back on Monday morning. So absolutely.
All right. Well, good luck, and good luck this fall at Wright State.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I think that we deserve something that's fair. We deserve the same thing that they gave the other county employees, and we're asking for all of our employees across the board, because we do have some people who are at longevity. They have not had a pay increase in a long time, and whenever we get a bonus, if they're on an odd year, they get that money the odd year. It might be $250, it might be $500, and that's a lot of not a lot of money for people who haven't gotten anything in a long time. Not only that, I've been here for 19 years. We have not gotten even a step increase since 2013. That's not fair. Even when they try to compare us to what the other county employees got, they have been getting step increases over the years. So I just think it's fair. And when you have a county commissioner who has gotten, our county administrator who has gotten a pay increase of a 6% or more, how fair is that to us? And one of the things is we don't want people to forget, we do care about our kids. We do care about the families. We care about the foster parents and relatives that care for these kids, but we also need to take care of our own families as well.
Well, it's key in taking care of the kids is you got to be taken care of in order to be able to take care of people.
That's correct. And you asked about whether I'm nervous on the first day. What I do know is the God that I serve, he's an awesome God, and he's the one that's in charge. So I don't know any other way to put it.
All right. Well, we wish you the best of luck here, and hang in there.
All right. Thank you so much.
What's your feelings about the strike today?
I hate that it came to this. I think it's been boiling for a long time. I've been here 11 years. The first 5 years I was here, raises for the staff here was completely frozen. After that, they've been hitting with 2% raises, and our insurance keeps going up 2.5%. Caseworkers have been bleeding money here for a long time.
So they talked about your insurance rates went up $300 last year.
Absolutely. County's self-insured. I don't know necessarily that has anything to do with it. I'm assuming it does, because our insurance for what we're paying for it is not worth it.
Yeah, well, they give catastrophic insurance so that the hospitals are protected, but your deductible is $10,000.
Absolutely.
That's incredible. But this is about just a wage increase. They give the other county union a 6% pay raise, and they're only willing to give you 3%. Yet you're like a sixth of the size.
That's
you're smaller.
correct.
So
they've been forcing ASME down our throat for years, indicating that they wouldn't give us any more than they do the other county union. But as soon as ASME gets a decent raise, then they offer us a 3%.
You're getting a great response. Practically every other car is honking and waving.
Absolutely. We've had a lot of community response. A lot of my families and foster mothers have reached out to me. They're calling the commissioners. It takes a long time as a caseworker to build a rapport with people. And once you've built that rapport, they really rely on you. And they grow to respect you. And I have a lot of my families that really like me and they really respect me. There are also going to be those families that have mental health issues, addiction issues, and they don't trust people. So for the county to put other workers in with these people is going to be very difficult for my families.
Yeah, well, hopefully they'll come to their senses and settle this strike very quickly.
That's what I'd like to see.
We're here talking with some fellow workers who are out here showing their solidarity. Your name and who you're with?
John Kurikawa. I'm with the Dayton chapter of the American Federation of Musicians and also Wright State AAUP.
Oh, you're with both unions?
Yes.
Ah, what do you teach at Wright State?
I'm the clarinet professor.
Oh, wow. We hear that sound. Yeah.
Kweku Ayungade, and I'm president.
Say it again.
Kweku Ayungade, and I'm president of the local musicians union.
All right, so this is the overlap. The Central Labor Council and the Musicians Union are here showing their solidarity.
Absolutely.
It looks like this might be a little long strike too. What do you think of the workers here and what you know so far?
Well, I think they've had a fantastic turnout today, and the energy seems really, really, really positive. And we just hope the negotiator and the county will just come to their senses and give them the raise they deserve, because I think they have one of the hardest jobs, and they deserve fair pay.
And we're here to support them as long as it takes.
The county doesn't seem to be bending much here. How do you feel about the strike and how things are developing?
Right now I'm really, really excited about the turnout that we have here. A lot of people showed up today, so excited about that. We're just, fighting for what we believe is fair, and and so did a third-party fact finder. He sided with us, so we're here fighting for what we believe is fair.
It's kind of, the county is a pretty progressive body. Usually it's rare that this is happening. What's your sense of why they haven't come through for you?
That I don't know. We've come to several meetings, mediation. Why, we haven't reached a deal or an agreement is beyond me. Hopefully, this won't take long before they realize our worth. But until then, we're going to continue to fight for what we believe in.
All right. Well, the Full Employment Council is in solidarity with you and wish you the best of luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.